Okay. Good morning, children. Now, I will go to discuss with you about sources. Yes. Basically, we have to learn about history. What is history? Right. The systematically study about past event is known as history. Who was the father of history? Right. The father of history is called Herodotus. He was known as the father of history. Yes. Now, what is the concept today I will discussing with you is sources. Right. You know, children, history can write on the basis of sources. If there is no sources, no history. Right? This is the main. Historians likely to be a advocate. Advocate present their argument in the court with followed their evidences. Like historians collected sources and make them to critical examinations and analysis and then write history. So, historians firstly collect the sources and then start write history. If there is no evidences or the sources, historians can need assumption of sources for writing of history. Like that, historians they can need sources. Then, what do you mean by sources? Yes, now I will tell you. Since from ancient time, human being make affordable materials for use. That materials have remained now, that sources can be used as a sources. Like agricultural implements, temples, palaces, forts, etc. etc. Basically, sources can be written documents and literary sources or instead these two, the basic materials necessary for writing history are called sources. See, the basic materials necessary for write history are called sources. These are very important, children. Now, basically there are two types of sources are here. One, literary sources. Archaeological sources. Literary sources and archaeological sources. These are all basic two types of sources. First, I will take on and discuss with you about literary sources. Right. These are all very important sources for write history. The literary sources can bring us to know a contemporary social condition. This can be divided into two: native literature and foreign literature. Native literature and foreign literature. Native literary sources and foreign literary sources, these are all two type of literary sources. First, native literary sources. Yes, the literature created by Indians with the use of native language are known as native literature. Like the language used by the Indians: Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Marathi, Oriya, Gujarati, Rajasthani, and etc. This literature can be called as a native literature. So, for example, I would like to give unto you Kautilya's Arthashastra. Next, Kallana's Raja Tarangini. Next, Ashwagosha's Buddha Charita. Vishakadatta's Mudra Rakshasa. Rajashekara's Karpura Manjari, and Pampa's Vikramarjuna Vijaya. There were a lot of the example for native literature available today. So these were called as a native literature. Next one, foreign literature. Foreign literature means the literature created by foreigners, foreign ambassador, foreign officials, foreign traveler. They can understand and wrote their knowledge in their book about our country. These literature are known as a foreign literature. For example, Huinsang Siyuki, Fahian Fukuki, Megasthenes Indica, Babar Tuzuki Babari, Farista Tuzuki Faristas. So these are all the example for foreign literature. Foreign visitors, foreign ambassador, foreign traveler, they can see our Indian condition and wrote their knowledge in their book. These were called as a foreign literature. Okay, children. Foreign people, due to the lack of knowledge of native language, they can give misgivings about our culture. So this was a main drawback of our route of our history. They are not given perfect matter due to a lack of knowledge about of Indian language. They give a misgivings. So like that, the best sources for literature is our native literature. Okay, so these are two: native literature and foreign literature. Yes. Now I'll go to discussing with you another point is oral literature. Oral literature. Oral literature. Oral means translated from one generation to another generation. Folk songs, folk stories, ballads and legends are all travel from one person to another person through the mouth. So these were called as oral sources. These oral sources are translated from one generation to another generation through the mouth, and folk people created ballad, created heroes of local people. Heroes like ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣ, ಒನಕೆ ಓಬವ್ವ, ಕಿತ್ತೂರು ರಾಣಿ ಚೆನ್ನಮ್ಮ, ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್, ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ, ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ ನಾಯಕಾಸ್ and other people were created as a heroes. And also legends explain about a place background or area's background, like Mysuru, Bengaluru, Koppala, etc. places are given background story by our legends people. Like they are travel from one person to another person, one generation to another generation through mouth, no writing evidence. That sources also very important for writing history. These were called as oral sources. One example I would like to give children. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಸ್ಥಳ ಪುರಾಣ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಊರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸ್ಥಳ ಪುರಾಣಗಳನ್ನು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಬಂದಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ಮೈಸೂರು. ಈ ಊರು ಹಿಂದೆ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ಅನ್ನೋ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಊರು. ಆತ ತುಂಬ ಜನರಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಜನಪೀಡಕನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಆತನನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ರೂಪಿಣಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವತಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಚಾಮುಂಡಿ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದು ಅವತರಿಸಿ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರನನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರನನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಹೆಸರಿನ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಊರಿಗೆ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಂತು. ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಸ್ಥಳ ಪುರಾಣಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಓದ್ಕೋತಾ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನು ತಲಕಾಡು, ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ತಲಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮರಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಮರಳು ಯಾಕಿದು? ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಒಡೆಯ, ಮೊದಲ ರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣದ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣದ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗರಾಯನನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀರಂಗರಾಯನನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣವನ್ನು ವಶಪಡಿಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣವನ್ನು ವಶಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ನಂತರ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗರಾಯನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಅಲ್ಲಮೇಲಮ್ಮ ಆಕೆಯನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಆಕೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬೆನ್ನಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಕೆ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕಡೆ ಓಡೋಗ್ತಾಳೆ. ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕಡೆ ಓಡೋಗಿ ತಲಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೋತಾರೆ. ರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರು ಆಕೆಯನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಆಕೆ ಒಂದು ಶಾಪ ಆಗ್ತಾಳೆ. ಮಾಲಂಗಿ ಮಡುವಾಗಿ ತಲಕಾಡು ಮರಳಾಗಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ಒಡೆಯರಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಲ್ಲದಾಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಇದು ತಲಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮರಳಿದೆ, ಮಾಲಂಗಿ ಮಡುವಾಗಿದೆ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಒಡೆಯರಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಲ್ಲ, ದತ್ತು ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಸ್ಥಳ ಪುರಾಣ. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಊರಿಗೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಳ ಪುರಾಣಗಳನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಜನಗಳು ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದಿದೆ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂಥ ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಓರಲ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ there are 3 types of literary sources: native literature, foreign literature and oral sources. These are all literary sources. Now I will come and discuss with you about archaeological sources. Archaeological sources. Yes. Which type of sources were called as archaeological sources? Basically, inscriptions, monuments, coins and other ruins. These were called as archaeological sources. Right? Inscriptions, monuments, coins and other ruins. These are all called as archaeological sources. Archaeological sources are not only available on the surface of the earth, these are also available inside of the earth. Right? The things in the earth dug out with the use of science and technology is known as excavation. The things in the earth are dug out with the use of science and technology or scientific method is known as excavation. Through the excavations, we all dig out many materials in Harappa. Harappa civilization was excavated during the excavations time. We have find out terracottas, bangles, seed, temples, stone bricks, then bone bricks, all are found out in Harappa. So Harappan civilization find out through that excavation with the excavation method. So civilizations find out through the excavational methods. ಹರಪ್ಪ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಆರ್ ಡಿ ಬ್ಯಾನರ್ಜಿ ಮತ್ತು ದಯಾರಾಮ್ ಸಹನಿ ಅನ್ನೋರು. ಇದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಹರಪ್ಪ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪಂಜಾಬ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ನಗರಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದ ಪೆಶಾವರ್ಗೆ, ದಿಲ್ಲಿಯಿಂದ ಪೆಶಾವರ್ಗೆ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಹಗೆದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್, ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಪ್ಪ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಅಗೆದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಹಳಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕುವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಅಗಿತಾ ಹೋದಂತೆ ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಕರವಾದಂತಹ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸುಟ್ಟ ಇಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಡೆದ ಮಡಿಕೆ ಚೂರುಗಳು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟೆರಾಕೋಟಾಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಜೇಡಿ ಮಣ್ಣಿನಿಂದ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ವಿಗ್ರಹಗಳು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಒಂದೊಂದು ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಆ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ ದಯಾರಾಮ್ ಸಹನಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ ಡಿ ಬ್ಯಾನರ್ಜಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ. ಆಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಹರಪ್ಪ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆ ಅಂತನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆದಂಥದ್ದು. ಸರಿನಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕವೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಅರ್ತ್ ಆರ್ ಡೆಗ್ ಔಟ್ with the use of scientific methods are called as excavation. Yes, so this is excavation. Now I'll go to discuss with you about archaeological sources, like first one, inscription. Next one, coins. Next one, monuments. And last one, other ruins. These are all basically archaeological sources. First, inscription, coins, monuments and other ruins. First, I'll take an inscriptions. Inscriptions means the engraved writings on rock, pillar, stone. These engraved writings were called as inscriptions. These inscriptions are available in many languages. Basically, early inscriptions were introduced in our India by Ashoka. He was introduced his inscription in Brahmi language. This Brahmi script and Prakrit language. In our Karnataka and other states of India, there are thousands of inscriptions were available in local language. Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Gujarati, Oriya, Sanskrit and other languages. Lot of inscriptions are available in our India. So, first inscriptions were introduced by Ashoka. Basically, Ashoka was called as a father of inscriptions in India. Right. In our Karnataka, many inscriptions were introduced by our kings. Immadi Pulkeshi, he was wrote Aihola inscription. Aihola inscription. That inscription explained Pulkeshi's achievement and his contribution in the field of art and architecture and other field. Best inscription in our India. And nextly, another inscription is Kharavela's Hattigumpa inscription. That inscription is also available in our India. And nextly, Ummatturu inscription in Tamil Nadu. Ummatturu inscription. That inscription explains about administrative contribution of Cholas. Cholas administration, overall history explained by that Ummatturu inscription. So basically inscription, these are the engraved writings on rocks, stone, pillar and etc. are called as inscriptions. Right? Ummatturu inscription explain about Chola's administration. Aihola inscription explain about Immadi Pulkeshi's achievements. And Kharavela's Hattigumpa inscription, that inscription explain about Kharavela's achievement. So basically these inscriptions are explained about India's ancient period administrative techniques, extension of kingdom, social condition, economical condition, religious condition and other aspects were explained by inscriptions also. In Maski, our Karnataka, in Raichur district, Maski inscription explain about Ashoka. That inscription says about Ashoka as Devanam Priyadarshi Ashoka. See, so like lot of inscriptions were available in our India, that inscriptions greatly contribute for historians. So these are all inscriptions. Next, coins. You know, children, coins are in a small size, small in shape. These coins explain the geographical expansion of the kings, economic status, religious status, titles of the kings, all explained through the coins. So coins are best sources for historians. One person I would like to hear, Samudragupta. He was a king of Guptas. Samudragupta. He was introduced a lot of gold coins. In these coins, he was explained himself as a lover of music, and he was a great lover with Ashwamedha Yaga. So, the two information are given by Samudragupta: music and Ashwamedha Yaga. The two rituals are all conducted by Samudragupta. So these are great. Nextly, another king of India, Gautamiputra Satakarni. Gautamiputra Satakarni, he was himself introduced a lot of coins. So in these coins, he got a title called Nahapana. The title name Nahapana. So this explained about Gautamiputra Satakarni. He was defeated that Nahapanas. So he extended his empire up to the kingdom of Nahapana of Andhra. Nextly, another important topic here, Roman coins. Roman coins are available in Bengaluru now. In Bengaluru, so that incident explained Bengaluru was a commercial contact with Romans, ancient period, not now. From ancient period, Bengaluru, it was a commercial contact with the Romans. So these all the information are explained by coins. That coins are small in size, but give information huge. So in coins also great archaeological sources. Right. Next one, monuments. Monuments, they are called temples, palaces, forts, pillar. These are all called as a monuments. That monuments explain ancient time, technology, science, religious aspects, and also economic condition of the kingdom. So monuments are great sources for historians. See, some of the examples I would like to give. Mehrauli iron pillar. Mehrauli iron pillar in Delhi near Qutub Minar. So this was constructed by ancient period, Samudragupta's period. Harisena, that ministers construct this Mehrauli iron pillar in Delhi near Qutub Minar. It's a best example for maturity in technology and science of an ancient period. Not rust now. It is iron pillar till now. It is not rust. One best example. Nextly, our Gol Gumbas in Vijaypura district. Gol Gumbas. Here, special technology adopted. What is a special technology? Whispering chamber. Whispering chamber is adopted in this Gol Gumbas. So, these two examples for maturity in science and technology of ancient period. That's all. And nextly, important monuments like our Qutub Minar and Mysore palaces and Srirangapatna forts, and also our Bidar madrasas. These all are the great examples for monuments. These all monuments are explain the ancient time science and technology, economic conditions, and also for religious aspects. These are all explained by our monuments. And the last one is other ruins. See children, ruins are biological ruins. So temples, palaces, forts and other. One can understand this economical condition, social, religious condition of an ancient time. But biological ruins also available with us. These biological ruins we can understand through the carbon 14 dating method. Carbon 14 dating method we can understand. From ancient time we have understand two important places like Buddha Stupa in Sannati of Yadgiri district, one, and another one in Tamil Nadu, Arikamedu of Tamil Nadu, Rajagatta of Doddaballapura. Here we conducted biological carbon 14 dating method. That place shows us South India. It was a great contact with Roman for commercial purpose. So carbon 14 dating method, it was also one of the great method for find out the sources. So like that, sources are the important materials for construction of history. See, this is the lesson of sources. You must and should learn this point, children. Sources are the basic materials necessary for the construction of history. Sources basically two types: literary sources, archaeological sources. Literary sources are two types: native literature, foreign literature. Archaeological sources are four: inscriptions, coins, monuments and other ruins. With that, in literary sources, oral sources also listed. So like that, this is the lesson of sources.